If you are elected to the Senate, what is going to keep you on track? What's going to keep Mike Gibbons to continue to be Mike Gibbons if you get into the Senate?
Well, I've been a conservative my whole life. In fact, I know when I became a conservative because I hadn't thought about it until I read, and there's a time when I can identify in my life. I read Constitutional Liberty by Friedrich von Hayek, and I knew what I was for the first time. Because I was running around a football field for most of the time, and we're not really thinking about that. And it was kind of the beginning of my political thought process, and and I've continued that. But I can tell you this: the problem is political careers. The problem is the need to get reelected. The problem is the need to get support for your reelection and the financial support for your reelection. I can tell you this: I don't care about it. Our founders intended our legislators to go to Washington, take the expertise they built in the private sector, and I think I have specific expertise that will apply very well to the problems of our nation. Apply that expertise they have to the problems of our nation, and then come home. And I am in favor of term limits. I will self-impose term limits on myself. I have no interest in ever changing a vote because of a lobbyist or somebody that won't support me in reelection. I'm not going to start a new career. I've had my career. I'm going to make sure that the country that I grew up in is there, and the American values that were there when I grew up are there for my children and my grandchildren. I'm on a mission, Bob. I know you probably hear this a lot. I have no ulterior motive. I have achieved my American dream. I do not need to make a nickel in Washington, and I don't intend to. I think it's immoral that our politicians go to Washington and come out with higher net worths than when they left their home. And I'm on a mission to prove that can be done. And I promise you can have me on the radio in a year's time or 2 years' time, and you can ask me because you're going to see voting consistent with my ideological beliefs and what I'm telling you right now. I will not bend. And if you don't believe me, I think I've been vetted by the best. I'm not sure if you're aware of this, but Rand Paul has endorsed me. He's campaigning for me. He's made commercials for me. He understands that I believe what he believes.
All right.
And I think you've seen a politician in Rand Paul that hasn't gone in and breached any of the principles.
Well,